Plaintiff Melissa Richmond and her girlfriend Megan say Megan dated the defendant, and at one point all of them lived together. Megan claims she broke up with the defendant because he was abusive, and that's when she and Melissa started dating. Melissa says she kicked the defendant out of their apartment after he assaulted her, and she's suing him for rent, damages, and the assault. Defendant Kai Bosrup says before he and Megan broke up, he was constantly hearing rumors about Melissa and Megan having a sexual relationship behind his back. Kai claims Melissa's the one who assaulted him, and he insists he never laid a finger on her.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
I met Kai and his girlfriend at the time, Megan, in the summer of 2008. We got along great. We were really good friends. So we decided to move in together. Things were going great. We got along awesome. And then about November, him and his girlfriend, Megan, were having some trouble. She had found out that he had had a threesome, as well as he was abusive in the past. So she had had enough and decided to break up with him. There were some rumors going around because we worked at the same place that since they were broken up, I was sleeping with Megan. There were rumors that I was sleeping with Kai as well.
Why did you all part as roommates? Because of that?
Well, no. He ended up leaving on his own choice. We had gotten into an altercation where he had assaulted me.
Oh, a fight?
Yeah.
You all had a fight?
Yeah, he assaulted me. And then when I came back
have mercy. So you whooped his behind and took his woman?
No.
Yes,
no.
Your Honor.
No.
Huh? Yes, Your Honor.
No, that's a lie. Right. If it would have happened like that.
Are you all seeing each other?
Now we are.
Well, then, yeah. I know what I'm talking about. You done whooped a man and then took his woman, too.
No, absolutely not.
That's cold.
Yes. No. I mean, I know exactly how it sounds.
Beat him up, kick him out, steal his woman, sue him.
He is much taller than me. He wrestled all throughout high school. I did not touch him.
Let me hear from you, sir.
They had a sexual relationship behind my back. They flaunted it openly to me.
That's a lie.
After everything.
How so? Tell me.
How so? Well, she was living with me and my roommate at the time over the summer. About halfway through the summer, my roommate had told me, listen, your girlfriend is messing around with Melissa behind your back. I've heard this from two people in the apartment because she goes around bragging about it to other people. So I chose not to believe him because I was with that woman for 4 years. So September, everything was all right. We move into our apartment. Megan is there all the time. Every time I go to work, she drops me off with Melissa in the car. Every time she picks me up, Melissa is with her. Every time I'm at work, they're hanging out with each other all the time.
They were good friends.
They shared a car and we had worked in the same place.
Right.
Because they were good friends, exactly. So around mid-October, I start hearing rumors at the workplace about this. Now, it would be something if I heard it from one person who I lived with, but it's a totally different story when you hear it from 2, 3, 4 other people that I'm working with at the same place as her.
Your Honor, these rumors actually started that summer. So if he knew about those rumors, why would he move in with me? There were also rumors that me and him were sleeping
together. How long
did
it take for the rumors to turn into truth?
We didn't even get together until
I'm saying you did though. You ultimately
2 months
did.
Because
so I'm asking how long?
A month and a half. But that was because we had dealt. He had me arrested. Him and his mother had me arrested.
Went from rumor to reality in a month. Go ahead, sir.
She had brought up momentarily that my mother had her arrested.
I have proof of that.
That was because they had both brought me to court for restraining orders. We went to court for it.
It was granted.
Put a restraining order on. You couldn't even come in the house.
They both put restraining
orders. You sitting outside the door listening. Can't come in because they got a restraining order.
Your Honor,
this is the whole thing, Your Honor. I actually have papers right here. She had wanted $300 per month in order to pay for rent. It says in this initial restraining order.
To get your woman back, she wanted $300.
She wanted $300 because I had moved all of my belongings out
from the rent,
from my personal health, and it says in the restraining order right here.
Is this part of the lawsuit? The monies that she's suing you for?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me allow her to tell me about it first.
Okay, what had really happened was he decided to have a party. There was he had some friends over. There was underage drinking. I didn't agree with it, but he gave me I pay rent. It's my house. So basically there's nothing you can do about it. A neighbor had come up, asked him to calm down. I asked them to calm down. The next morning when I woke up, there were beer cans everywhere. I have pictures of it. The apartment was trashed. I woke up all his friends, asked them to leave, and they refused. I then went and knocked on Kai's door, asked him if he would please come and get his friends, and asked him to leave. He really didn't. He's acting like he's so hurt. He had a girl in the room with him. When all his friends had left, I was telling him, I said, Kai, you just sat there and let them ruin my things. Then I had a clock sitting on the counter my mom had given me a few Christmases back, and he said, you don't like your things broke? And pushed the clock on the floor, shattered in pieces. I have the pictures. There was a keyboard.
Let me see your picture. There was a keyboard.
Yeah, there was a keyboard. It was a big Casio keyboard, professional size. And he was going to go throw it over the balcony. I went to go get the other side of the keyboard. He jabbed me in the chest with the corner of the keyboard and pushed me onto a chair, where he continued to hit me with the keyboard, almost hitting me in the head. Luckily, I caught it with my hand. It could have killed me. I let him throw it over the balcony at that point. He then yanks my shoes off of me, throws them over the balcony, urinates in them, and then throws them back in my bedroom window.
Sir.
Now, everything is false
honest,
except
Kai.
that last part, which I did throw her shoes off the balcony and urinate in them and throw them back into her.
Why?
Because I was raised by a single mother. I do not strike women, period.
Good to hear that.
No.
If there's one thing that will send me, straight down, that is it. I will never ever do that in my
admitted to
life.
me.
Be quiet.
The thing is that I knocked over that clock on accident, okay? I was trying to lean over, I brushed it off the thing. It's really not that much of an expensive clock. I know expensive things.
So you don't mind paying for the shoes either, obviously.
The shoes probably were stolen, honestly.
Excuse me? Excuse me? He has a DUI, a stealing,
Either way, Your
minor
Honor.
in possession of marijuana on his record, Your Honor. I have never been in trouble, ever.
Did you steal the shoes? or not?
Absolutely not, Your Honor. Absolutely not. I had a serving job. I worked very hard for my money. I don't have a mom that spoils me.
You haven't,
I was brought up.
you haven't been wearing them, have you? Okay.
I washed them twice
way-
and they still smell like urine.
Either way, she came up from behind me and put me in a headlock. I was trying to get her off of me. She says that
Look at how tall he is.
she says that I'm tall. Look at how big she is.
I'm
okay?
very big. You're
Yeah,
very right.
exactly.
He also wrestled in high school throughout his whole career
It's
of high
not
school.
like
Quiet,
it's
man.
not
Let
like
him
I can
tell.
treat her like little Miss Petite. Okay, I was worried for myself because she had told me about her prior history back in Tennessee, how she used to get in fights all the time. She played football in high school.
I did play football in high school. You're right. I did play football.
was a
So that makes me
lineman.
violent?
Sir, tell me about the keyboard.
The keyboard?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything with the keyboard, honestly.
I have a witness statement from her mother.
Neither of which her mother or her father wasn't
So
there.
was the keyboard touched at all during this
I
incident?
did touch the keyboard, but I did not throw it over the balcony
Why did you touch it?
because I was trying to just get rid of everything of my girlfriends out of the apartment, my ex-girlfriends out of the apartment, because I didn't want anything to do with either of them anymore. I was in a very, very,
And
very big
in
rage.
getting rid of those things, you damaged her property.
On
Then you need to
accident.
pay for that also. What's the rent for, ma'am?
Because he never gave me, he says it's for his mental anguish, but he never gave me any type of notice. I went back to the apartment to try and talk with
When
him.
did he move? How long after the incident?
That night, I
Okay,
went.
and that's what should have happened, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
called a constructive eviction. Anytime the premises becomes uninhabitable, you're supposed to move.
Yes.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. State your name.
My name's Megan Fitzpatrick.
What do you want to tell me, if anything?
Him saying he would never hurt a woman or hit a woman is a complete and utter lie. He used to abuse me and hit me all the time. And he would heavily drink and get very drunk and then just attack me
For no reason?
for no reason.
You wouldn't talk. I mean, nothing justifies a man attacking a woman, but I was just wanting to make some sense of it.
Right.
There's no justifiable
He would apologize
reason.
the next day, say he'll never do it again, and then he'd do it again
Sir?
and again.
That's not true, Your Honor.
He's
Never.
lying. He's
No.
lying.
He's lying, Your Honor.
I did drink
Just
a
be
lot when I
honest
was with
once,
her
Kai.
freshman year in
Please.
Maryville because they supplied me with alcohol when I was in high school, living in her
You
dorm
stole it.
illegally.
You stole
But-
it. It's on your record, Kai.
You got
Why are you
caught
saying
Also
for
you're
it.
on her
lying?
record, Your Honor.
Actually, it's not. I
Because
never
her
got
mommy
caught
and daddy
for it.
paid for a lawyer to have it taken off when my
That's
mother is
not
single
true.
and disabled and I have to pay my own way through
Whatever.
life.
Tell
That
me
is not
about
true.
your move out.
My move out?
Yeah.
There was absolutely no way possible that I could stand to live in the environment that I
Because of the
was.
fight?
just because of them being together, them having their sexual relationship. The morning after I had my friends over, she didn't knock on my door. I opened up my door. I see them standing in the middle of her room making out, door wide open, bed all tussled up.
Your Honor.
How exactly am I supposed to deal with that?
All right. With regard to the rent, you moved out and therefore you say he owes you $1,200. I'm going to split that because the property was uninhabitable. In other words, you all couldn't live together.
Right, that's it, yeah.
Whatever damage you suffered as a result of him leaving, he should split half of that because I don't know who initiated what. So I'm going to grant you $600 for the unpaid rent as opposed to the $1,200.
Okay.
I'm going to grant you the $325 for your damaged property. I believe that.
Okay.
And you were assaulted. I don't know who initiated it.
I have 3 witness statements where he admitted to one.
Oh,
Right, he
sir,
admitted
did you
to
ever
hitting
admit
her.
to someone that you initiated
Yes, he did.
an
And this is
assault
a
against this
mutual
woman?
friend, which we both have worked with.
You asking for how much for the assault? $925 you want.
Yes,
for
he
your
hit
assault.
me in my sternum, as well as my hand is still messed up to this
I
day.
say without bias that he told me, indeed, he served Melissa with physical blows, as he told me that night following the incident. Sir, we have a witness who says you told him you did it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe him. $925 for the assault, $600 for the rent, $325 for the damage to the property. How much is it total?
$1,850.
$1,850.
Your Honor.
Here's your judgment.
Thank you. I think he's a kid right now that's misleaded and he needs to take a little more responsibility in his life. I think he's a good-hearted person. I just think he needs to get his priorities in line and quit being a compulsive liar.
Nothing will happen between me and the plaintiffs whatsoever.